A word to the wise, don't be like me. This is a flaw that I have that I'm constantly having to work on, constantly kind of curb myself away from doing because it's just kind of in my nature. I love to come up with ideas, I love to fantasize and kind of think up of these next big business ideas. What's the next big thing I can do? How can I change the world? How can I do something that's never been done before? Well, there's a flaw in that. Because if you're constantly trying to come up with the next big thing, constantly chasing after it, constantly shifting, you start in something 2-3 months later, you shift again. The issue is you never get roots where you're at or what you're building. You never get a set of foundation of what you're trying to build. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into you getting the foundation already before you start seeing the framing go up on a building, and some stuff where you actually feel like you're getting progress. And I feel like the foundation work is really boring and monotonous. And when I say that, there's no part of business that is boring. It's just when you finally get to a point where you have a hold on things, and then your day to day starts looking the same. I mean, you're just working nonstop all the time. You feel like you don't have enough money, you don't have enough resources coming in, you need more work. The days start to look exactly the same, even though they're very high stress at times when you're first starting out. They start looking rather monotonous in appearance. So you get bored with working 10-hour days and chasing after any kind of work, and just feel like you don't have enough. Trying to figure out that maybe the next tool that'll make it better for you, you can work faster. Well, when you shift for the new exciting idea, like you're like, oh, this really is going to work, you got to remember everything you put into previously, that 2 or 3 months that you started with nothing, worked your way up, and to where you feel like things are getting monotonous. You have to do that all over again. And people, for the most part, love that excitement, so they'll get stuck in that loop. I'm just as bad as anybody else, so I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm horrible at it, is getting stuck in that loop. I've done it for most of my life. I jump on something and it's exciting, it's thrilling, and I'll just ditch everything else that I was working on to jump to this new thing. This is going to be the thing. This is going to be the one that's going to pop, going to make me, millions, going to really make a difference, going to change the world. And the fact is I would probably be a lot farther ahead if I would have just stuck with one thing and kept working on it and let it compound instead of working it and getting some momentum going on it. And as soon as I got momentum, I just ditch it and go on to something else, because I didn't see the momentum for what it was. I just saw things as boring, and I wanted that excitement again to start something new and, I don't know, something more thrilling I thought was more important than what I was doing currently. So this is kind of a motivational speech for me today, and for everyone else that's going through it, just to kind of let you know that if you are going to do something else, do something different, try it out. Try it on the side, and don't stop doing what you're currently doing. Don't throw everything, what do they say? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just keep going with what you have, and if you can, try wedging in time, although time is a very limited resource, but especially if you're starting out your business. But just carve out some time to try this other thing, test it out, and then if it gets going, then you can shift your attentions towards it. But just stopping everything and jumping on to the next thing every 2 to 3 months, you're never going to get ahead, because you're never going to be able to have a chance to get roots or build a foundation to build upwards off of. You're going to keep moving locations, and it's going to get very frustrating for you. So if you're trying to build upwards, try keeping that in mind. Hopefully this video will remind you that. Maybe you can come back to it later. I know I'm going to come back, probably watch my own video, just to keep reminding me that, hey, right now it's just the build. It feels monotonous, feels like I'm doing the same thing, just burning myself out doing the same stuff every single day, but it pays off. And I'm saying that because I'm projecting it into the future. I can look back at this video and show you guys that, hey, I talked about it before. Persistence will prevail. So we'll see. It's a new thing for me. I just know that I've noticed that is the issue, is I keep wanting to jump around. So maybe if I stop doing that, if I stick with something long enough, maybe I'll start seeing the compounding and start seeing it grow like I want to. So you guys have a great day. I will, as always, talk to you later.